Good morning. Welcome to Working Horses with Jim. Today is a day that we have been waiting for a little while. It is a harvest day. We've worked hard all year, keeping the corn crop going. Planting, cultivating, and now the day has come when it is time to harvest the corn. The cobs, Jim has checked them. They are in the good stage he wants them in. I'm sure he'll tell you about it later. But the corn is filled out and the animals are starting to get into it. So it's time to get harvesting the corn today. So come on and join us as we spend this day getting the corn stored away for the winter. The conditions on this end of the field are still a little bit muddy, but Jim feels like this patch of ground is actually quite dry compared to the other places. We did not have this area tiled, of course, so he feels like this is a good time to get it done. William beefed up our corn crib a little bit by putting a floor on it, and he hand-picked a row of it yesterday so Jim can get in with a corn picker, and the ears look really nice. Of course, we'll have to beef up the sides a little bit so nothing can get in here, but Jim doesn't know if all the corn will fit in here or not. We will have to wait and see. Jim has his new idea corn picker positioned here and ready to go, and it might be a new idea, but it's an old one by now. I don't know how old this machine is, but we'll show you how that works if you are new to our channel. And Jim is planning on using 3 horses to pull this today. So we are ready to get started. Jim had to spend the morning getting everything working. Even though these horses have done this before, it's been a year, and that noise is quite loud. Adjusting the lines, and he's just doing some fine tuning now. Taking one trip around just in case Jim needs an extra hand. William put the sides on here. pretty hard. That's why he's using 3 horses.
Here I'm asking William how many rows he picked. I sent him out a few days ago to hand pick some of the corn right here because the round bales that I have are too close to the corn, so I can't get this whole unit in close enough to get the first rows. So it turns out he picked 2 of these rows, so we are starting on the 3rd row right here, and then when I get past the hay bales, then I will turn back out and get the 2nd row and continue around on this job.
Okay. There's some sort of a clog up back there, and I just wanted to show you guys how the horses are situated here between the rows, and they really are making the best of things. Can hardly see Bill. Lady's not interested. Just some sort of a clog up, and Jim has got it. Can I ride on the back? Whoops. Hold on to that.
So here I was stopping to go do a little bit more adjusting on my lines, and I hear an ear of corn getting caught in the elevator. So I'll have to go back and dig that out of there. I've been having a lot more troubles with this lately, so I'm going to probably take those 2 at the end of the elevator. There's a orange and a green type of a framework there that I'm going to take off, because what's happening, it's pretty well shot up there, and there's a bolt there that keeps catching on to the ears as they come by and stops it. Morning, everybody. This morning I had every intention of going right back to picking corn. Yesterday we got 2 loads of corn picked and with a lot of breakdowns, but we were making a little progress. But then this morning it rained. So we decided to do another project that needs to be done. If you'll see in through our back window, William is coming up the road of the woods with Bill and Baron. We're on our way to do a little project and to retrieve something that we broke and lost. So I will keep you updated here as we go along. So we got a very small load of logs loaded on the wagon, and William went to the top of the hill. I'll catch up with him in a second, but I want to show you what I've got here and what's going on. We also have to be concerned with some rain coming in. I thought the rain was all over. The phone said to be fine after 9:30, and it sure looks dark. Anyways, this is what happened. So I had Bill and Baron hitched here the other day, tied to that tree right over there, and I cut a few little trees. And I came back to see what was happening, and they had broke the tongue on this steel tongue. So as you can see, it's broke right there at the joint. So I've got to take this back to the landing and take it down to my neighbors, have them re-weld that or fix that, however it needs to be fixed. There's a lot of advantages to having a steel tongue as opposed to a wooden one, but there's a lot of disadvantages of it also. When you break down in the woods like this, you can't fix it here. You have to have a welder to get things fixed back up again, and new steel, whatever you have to do. If you have a wooden tongue, then the way I do it, I can fix it right here in the woods. So that's really nice. Also with a wooden tongue, it will a lot of times break, but it just kind of breaks over time and gets worse and worse, and you got to fix it. Whereas a steel tongue, if you break it as in a piece of pipe or square stock, when it breaks, a lot of times it just snaps right there, and then you're all done, and it's got to be fixed. So anyways, that's a few of the disadvantages. Maybe I'll think of some more. I'm a wooden tongue type of a guy, but in a lot of ways the steel tongue is good too. So anyways, let's get this loaded up onto my forks, and I'll carry it out to the landing. It's nice with these forks on my skid steer. I can slide them back and forth to get the width that I want. And for this cart, I need a quite narrow width to be able to grab the front of that cart. Let me get where you can follow me, but make sure I get. I gotta dodge rocks because I bottom out. So let me get about almost to the water hole there, and then you can start. We're going to go out the same way. We're going to be turning in one spot. I'll probably stop there so I can explain a few things. So here's this little log that we got with William. And the horse is here. And my skid steer with a cart on it. As I was coming up the trail, the tongue broke right off. So apparently it was just stuck in here with a hole in it, and there's the rest of the piping right in there. So we'll have to get that fixed. It shouldn't be a problem. Over here is my excavator and my other wagon, and I got, I think this like 3 loads of logs right here. They're kind of small quality logs, not the best quality at all. I was thinking about selling some of them, but they're really not that good a quality to sell since I'm cutting so much of this stuff to get rid of it. It'll probably have to come down to our mill to be sawed, but we have to, and I was hoping to do it today, and we still might. This track right here on my excavator is broke, and I've got to hurry because it's starting to rain. So I gave William my raincoat, so he could stay dry, because I was in the skid steer. Now I'm not, and I gotta run down and get my truck, which we parked down at the other trail. So I'll grab that and come back, and we'll load this up and get it all home. Maybe this afternoon I might be able to get some corn picked. Also, maybe I can get my neighbor with that has the track in his truck to come up here, and we can get that on the excavator so that can be put back to work. It's okay sitting right there because I'm not hardly moving it. I'm just unloading logs, but I need it for other things also, so I gotta get it fixed. So we'll be back in a second. Here's my truck. This is actually William's first time up in our woods, and so I'm just getting him familiar with where the trails are and everything up here. And this will be the first time he's ever taken a load of logs down the road too. So I got a few things to explain to him, but he should do fine. Okay, now I got our cart all loaded up. William, if you could take that chain back to the horses. Horses over there standing, waiting patiently. And yeah, we got it loaded. I'll run this down and drop it off to my neighbor that does the welding. And William will be headed down the road with this, just a small load, but that's okay. I was going to throw a few more on from the pile with the skid steer excavator, but I'm not going to bother. Being this is his first time out of the woods, I think we'll just be fine. Okay, so William, as you're headed down through, you shouldn't have any troubles, but as you're getting to the steeper parts, you go hold them back before you get there and make them walk all the way home. I'm gonna run this right down to Brian's. Okay. There's that one spot in the road, you see it with your buggy, that's got the hole, and I got the fence post. Stay away from those spots. Okay. You do not want to drop a tire into one of those holes. Take them down there, unhitch them, put them away. Okay. That's all we'll be doing with them for right now anyways. Don't unharness them because although the weather sure doesn't seem to be cooperating with us, so maybe we won't be picking corn today, I don't know. Okay, let me get ahead of you, and you shouldn't have any problems. I see I forgot to put my slow moving vehicle sign on my second wagon. My other wagon has a brand new one on, and I've got a brand new one in the shop. I just haven't done it yet, for you guys that are wondering. So William got home all right, and I got the cart over to the neighbors to get that welded. And as you can see by the driveway, we're still dealing with quite a lot of water. So as you can see, I'm just walking behind William because I don't want to show his face because they don't like that. So I try hard not to do that. I wanted to show you a couple things that's going on here on the farm. actually with the cattle, as William puts the horses away for me. We'll go down here and he can take care of the horses. And down here, we have changed some things around. It's very dark here. And you may not be able to see it very well. This is actually William's horse over here. He's tied here. He has been, since he's been here, in this pen. His horses have been going in the pen. But now things have changed because we have 2 cows and 2 calves. These are our recent calves that were born. And because they are so late being born, we have decided to sell these. I have had every intention to cull my herd a lot this fall. The cattle market is actually quite high now, so it's a good time to sell beef. But for the last couple of years, I have been wanting to cut back on my herd. And so this is a good time to do it. So these 2 cows here, being that they just calved very, very late in the year, they would still have perfectly healthy, good calves, but they wouldn't be able to do it on green grass. It had to be done on hay. And they would have to be sorted out from our other cows that will be drying their calves off, right off soon. So they need a different type of feed to grow their calves good. So because of that, we've decided to sell them. Also, they would not have a calf next year because being this late and everything, they wouldn't have, as a matter of fact, we don't even have a bull to get them bred by because the bull's already gone. But it doesn't matter. By the time they actually come into heat and get bred, they would be completely out of the whole sync of things as to what we're doing with our cattle and when we want them. We want them all to calve in around April or May. So because of that, I decided to sell them. So these 2 here are going to the sale probably next week. I also have 1 cow in the horse barn that I want to sell. And so we weaned her calf from her, and she's doing a lot of bellowing. And unfortunately, we have to listen to her, but also we have to do it all over again by weaning all the other animals and listening to them beller for days, a little bit in a few more weeks. But we just want to sell these 3 for now. My plan is to sort of sell 6, but I've got to decide which other 3 we're going to draw the line on and let go. So this is the cow that we're going to end up culling, and she's drying off right now from her calf. And so she'll be going with the other 2 to the sale. And here are the horses in the barn waiting for their next task. And with the weather we've been having this morning, I don't even know what that next task will be. Well, I found out real fast what that next task would be. I've got a little bull that got out of the pasture. He's slipped under the fence and got to the other side. He's not with his mother, so we have to drive him back down the fence row into the barnyard and in through the small gate into the other barnyard so he can go back with his mother. Well, late in the afternoon, the sun finally came out, just like the forecasters had forecasted. And we worked on the picker a little bit, did a few things to make that hopefully work a little bit better. And late in the afternoon, I told William, let's go get the horses ready and try this afternoon and see if it works. So that's what we're doing now. So anyways, that's what's happening here on the farm. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you'd like the videos. And we'll see you next time.